Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And we are here again in spooky season, in October, in witchy season. So we are reading from the Witchcraft Tarot or the Witches Tarot. And it does have a big pentagram on the back. And it is otherwise a pretty plain design on the back. You can tell that it is upright because it's got a little more space on the bottom than upside down. So you can see when these cards are inverted, which I know some people really like to know when they're drawing a card, is it going to be upright or inverted? These cards are very clearly represented as like this is upright and this is inverted. There's no tricky like imagery or anything like that to it that's like, I'm not sure if this is upside down or upright or not. So that said, there are some very photorealistic images in this deck. If nudity is not your thing, this is not going to be the deck for you. If you are purchasing a deck for somebody who maybe is younger and you don't necessarily want them to have a very photorealistic naked deck, maybe you want to give them something a little more benign to start with. There are other witches tarot that are more cutesy for our baby witches out there. Not to say that, you know, having naked people in your deck is something that you only have to be over 18 to do. I'm just giving you that warning. So, without further ado, let's see what card we have for today. All right, I'm super glad that we got one of these. All right, so this is not a knight. It is not a page, but it is one of the court cards in the Minor Arcana. So this is the Princess of Swords, and you can see that down written at the bottom. I like the font choice on this one. The color choice on this one's pretty good. You weren't going to do well with light or dark, really, but I think the lighter font choice is better. It's still very clearly written. I like that it's all capital letters, and it takes up kind of the whole base of the card so you can see which card this is, because this is not a typical card in respects to the Major Arcana, or I'm sorry, in respects to the court cards. Went a little off track there. So this is the Princess. Now, it is up to you how you judge where this card goes in the order of the deck. But I will give you my suggestion. This is not a masculine or feminine driven kind of thing because there are the princes as well. But I will tell you why I believe these are the pages. So the page obviously is the lowest rung in the court cards, and that is not me putting women below men in the hierarchy of things. What I do see in this card is the stillness. So pages are usually still kind of learning. Also, the knight cards are action cards. They are active. They are motion. So as you will see, if we draw one of the princes from the deck, they are moving. They are walking on a path. So to me, that represents that movement, that represents action, that represents the knight's activity energy level, where the pages are still kind of in this phase of being the initiate, which I get a lot of initiate vibes from these. Again, I will say, all of the princesses look alike, relatively. The background is going to change in accordance to the element that they are representing and the symbol they're representing and the suit they are representing. So in this case, it is yellow, very yellow background, and there is a sword represented here, and she is wearing yellow. Her hair is kind of a golden color, a little bit darker, but golden color. She does have her crown on, her tiara, and obviously she's holding a sword. So this is swords. Swords are air. Air is represented by yellow. Swords are kind of thought and intellect and those kinds of things. They are communication. So when you look at this card and you think, oh, well, what is she doing? She's meditating on this sword. She's like being given the gift of this energy. So she's being given the gift, she's being initiated into like the world of communication, the world of the air signs, the world of that kind of focal point in your energy. So I would definitely say this is that page, youthful, sort of innocent, I haven't really figured everything out yet energy. That is why I put the princesses as the pages. For no other reason, I promise it is not a gender bias sort of thing, because I totally believe that the kings and queens shift based on, if there is a monarch who is a king or a queen. So no issue with that whatsoever. But I will say this is great, again, for somebody who's just trying to remember that yellow means air and air is swords. And swords are communication and kind of that strategy mind on things. She is meditating, she is thinking. We even have some clouds in the background that might like represent that energy of thought processes being formed. They're not dark clouds, they're just, it's not clear yet. She's foggy a little bit. She's still processing things a little bit. The other thing I will note is there are apples hanging from the tree. And there's a couple different connotations with that in the sense of golden apples. We've got our Aphrodite sort of energy, which I don't know that that necessarily fits with swords. To me, that's a little more with the cups. But also, you've got apples being that Newton sort of energy of like, hey, this is a thought, this is an idea. And tree of knowledge being apples and things like that. So, I do like the princesses. I am a little bummed out that they didn't get more creative with, again, the court cards for the minor arcana, and that every princess looks a little bit the same. I don't know if we'll draw any more throughout this month, but the Princess of Cups is holding a cup, the Princess of Pentacles is holding a pentacle, and the Princess of Wands is holding a rod. I think it's a stick. I'm pretty sure that it's like a tree branch kind of thing. So yeah, not super creative, but I do like them, and I do think that the positioning of these characters represents what the page or the princess is meant to represent. Because again, it's that initiation to something. It's a beginning. So I dig it. I dig all these cards. I hope you are too. And as we get further into the month, I hope you're learning a little bit about these and maybe getting a renewed sense of interest in all things witchy, because hey, it is the season of the witch. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay spooky.